Okay, welcome to the Sunday edition of the Sports Time New Orleans Sports Podcast, episode 2. In this episode, we're going to be going over Major League Baseball and NFL football recaps. So once again, we are recording this for Facebook and YouTube. So we are recording this. So once again, you'll see this later on this evening, so let's switch this out, the overlay. Okay, let's begin with the NFL recap. We'll go ahead and put the share screens up, and we'll do the NFL recaps, and we'll do the Major League Baseball afterwards. Okay, NFL recaps from today. NFL games going on this afternoon in general. Let's see. Let's give you wow, we're not getting a screen. Okay, NFL games week 2. Let's give you some final scores. Okay, final scores today. We'll give a game on the Giants and Bears. Once again, Bears won 17-13. So we'll go through those game details on that one. Let's begin with our game details. We're going to break down this game. We'll go ahead and give you a game recap on this game. Let's do that. I'm going to mute this video. Okay, let's give you the scoring plays. In the first quarter, Bears scored on a touchdown, Trubisky to Montgomery for 28 yards. That was on 12 plays, 77 yards. Bears went up 7-0. And then the Giants did fumble on 3 plays and minus 1 yard. That was the total time was 113. Now field goal came out of it for the Bears. Ron Sento kicked a 34-yard field goal that was on 4 plays and 4 yards. Minute 36 off the time of possession. So it was 10-0. Then let's see. Giants punt in the game that was on 3 plays, 5 yards. And then the Bears punt 6 plays, 30 yards. Then an interception happened on 7 plays and 43 yards, 3 minutes and 1 second off the time possession. And then in the second quarter, the Bears punt 5 plays, 1 yards. It was 2 minutes and 42 seconds. And then the Giants did punt. Touchdown came in at the 5:15. The total time was 5:15. 11 plays, 80 yards. It was a touchdown from Trubisky to Mooney. Darnell Mooney is missed. They did have a missed field goal. Giants missed the field goal in that game. 3 plays, 36 yards. 14 seconds off the time of possession. Then in the third quarter, they had the punt on 4 plays, 11 yards. And then an interception on 2 plays and no yards for the Chicago Bears. And then they kicked the field goal, 4 plays. That was the Giants, 4 plays, 4 yards, 1 minute, 31 seconds. The score was still 17-3. The Bears had the punt on 9 plays, 33 yards. But Giants touchdown came on a 1-yard run by Lewis that was on 11 plays, 75 yards, and the score was 17-10. In the fourth quarter, the Bears had an interception on 5 plays and 20 yards, and that took 2 minutes and 4 seconds off the time of possession. The Giants kicked the field goal on 10 plays, 39 yards, 4 minutes and 31 seconds. Also, missed field goal for the Bears. That was, let's give you that update. Missed field goal that was on, let's see. It was on in that game, it was field goal was missed field goal by Carlos Santos, 4th down and 10 at the 32-yard line. That play ended 13 plays and 50 yards, 13 plays and 50 yards in that game. So let's see, 12 plays. It ended on 12 plays. And then the fourth quarter ended on the 13-play, 50-yard drive. So once again, Bears won 17-13. Let's go ahead and give you the box scores in this game. I'll give you the box scores. Let me give you the actual box stats on the screen. Give you a box stat insight on it. Okay. Daniel Jones went 25 of 42, 41, one interception. Saquon Barkley only had 4 carries for 28 yards rushing the football. Dion Lewis had 10 carries for them. Now, Evan Ingram for the Giants had 6 catches for 65 yards. Tate had 5. Dion Lewis had 4 catches. Slayton had 3. Boyd had 3. Sharp had 2 in the game. Defensive plays, the only sack came off of Blake Martinez and Kyler Real. It's another guy has sacks. Also, Lorenzo Carter, and then BJ Hill had a sack in the game for the New York Giants. Let's give you the Bears stats. I'll give you the Bears information. Mr. Trubisky, 18 of 28 in the game, 18 of 28. For Mitchell Trubisky, he had 190 yards, 2 scores. David Montgomery had 16 runs for 82 yards, 5.1 average. Patterson had 7 runs for 25 yards. Trubisky 4 runs. Tank Collins had 5, so their main runner was Montgomery. Now the wide receiver core, Darnell Mooney, former Tulane star, had 3 catches for 36. Montgomery 3 catches for 45. Jimmy Graham had 1 catch for 18 yards. He was targeted once. Javon Wim had 2 catches for 17 yards. Colin had 1 catch. Kmart Met had 1 catch. Patterson had 2 catches. Massley had 1 catch and 4 yards, and then Nail had 1 catch for 2 yards. Now the defensive plays for Chicago. Let's see, sacks. Bakevius Mingo had 1 sack. Khalil Mack had 1 sack in the game. Also, Robert Quinn had 1 sack, and then Hicks had 1 sack. That's Akeem Hicks, former Saint. Once again, let's give you the stats on this game. Team stats. Okay, team stats. Total yards, Bears had 304. New York 295 yards. Passing yards, New York had 220. Bears had 169 rushing yards. The Bears had 135 yards rushing. The average play was 4.8 for each team. Fumbles lost 1. Interception thrown. The Bears had 2. Sacks allowed. They had 4 sacks in the game, so it was very sloppy performance. Third down efficiency, 56% for the Bears compared to 23% for the Giants. Time of possession, Bears had the ball 34 minutes and 29 seconds. Giants had the ball for 25 minutes and 31 seconds. So once again, your final score in that game, Bears win 17-3. So that was in the football game. Inside the numbers, so let's give you those inside the numbers. Khalil Mack recorded his first sack in the fourth quarter. Also off to a hot start. The Bears are 2-0 since the 1993 season. Also, stats. Bears 7-2 when their defense has 2+ sacks in games. Also, pick stack. The Giants defense had 1 interception in 4 consecutive games behind the numbers. Daniel Jones was 1 of 3 in their last 25. Allen Robinson had plus one reception for 74 yards. Nowhere to run. The Bears allowed five individual rushers to have over 100 yards since 2018. So that's insights into the game. So we'll go to another game. We'll break down another game in the NFL today. We'll do that. Okay, the next game we're going to break down is the Falcons and Dallas Cowboys. That game today. So let's break that game down for you. Final score, Falcons lose 40 to 39 was the final score. We'll put this, drop this out. So that was in the game today. So 40 to 39 was your final. To be honest with you, look, that 28 to 3 conundrum with the Atlanta Falcons continues to plague this team. That's one thing they've been absolutely been just garbage on, preserving leads. They blew a 39-point lead just to lose the game 40 to 39. It was an absolute shootout football game, to say the least. So let's go ahead and go through the numbers in this game. We'll give you the scoring drives. Let's give you the scoring drives. Okay, scoring drives. Atlanta had a touchdown. That was on one play and 22 yards. It took 8 seconds off the time of possession. So Atlanta went up 7-0. Then Atlanta went up 14-0 on a 4-play, 52-yard drive. Matt Ryan to Hayden Hurst for a touchdown, 42 yards away, made it 14-0. And then they kicked the field goal on 4 plays and 5 yards. Took a minute 26 seconds off of the time of possession, was 17-0. Then the field goal by Atlanta made it 20-0. So they had a 20-0 lead, but Dallas just absolutely came back in this football game. They had Ezekiel Elliott having a 1-yard run for a touchdown. That was on 11 plays and 70-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock. It went up 27. Falcons went up 26-7 on a touchdown pass to Calvin Ridley. Took 12 plays and 60 yards, 6 minutes and 11 seconds off that time of possession. They led 26-7. Dallas came back with a field goal. That was in the second quarter on an 11-play, 75-yard drive. They went up 26-10. Also, the Falcons went up 29-10 on a 41 by Koo. He had that was on 7 plays, 56 yards, made it 29-10. Then Dallas scored their touchdowns in the third quarter. They scored on a 7-play, 74-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 37 seconds. They went up 29-17, and then they went up 29-24. They came back in the game on a Dak Prescott run for a touchdown, 8 plays, 82 yards, 29-24. Then Atlanta went back up 36-24 on an 11-play, 74-yard drive. 8-yard pass play to Gage for the touchdown, made it 36-24. Took 4 minutes and 51 seconds off the Atlanta kicked the field goal. They led 39-24 into the fourth quarter. But Dallas came back in the game. That's one thing they did. Dallas, they gave up too many scores. Dallas went 10 plays, 75 yards. They had a touchdown from Prescott to Schultz. That was from 10 yards out. They took 3 minutes off the time of possession, made it 39-30. And then the last touchdown was on a 9-play, 91-yard drive. Dak Prescott had a touchdown from 1 yard away. So it gave Atlanta It was a 2-point lead, 39-37. And they kicked the field goal in the last few minutes on a 6-play, 26-yard drive. They won 40-39. So 40-39 was your final in that game. So let's go ahead and give you the insights on this game. Autumn Blues, Matt Ryan, not won a road game in the month of September and October. Since week 8, they went 0 for 7. Rookie playmaker CeeDee Lamb became the second player in Cowboys history with a 100-yard game in their 2 career games. Also, digging an early hole. Falcons is 0-2, so they're going to have to find a way to get back on track in their games, to be honest with you, because that's the Falcon fans are going to get really tired of the excuses of the and the inability to win their football games. So that's just what happened in that game. Also, climbing the ranks, Dak Prescott has tied Troy Aikman for the second most career 300-yard passing games in Cowboys history, over 300 yards for the 8th time in his career. Also, first versus the Falcons. He had a 10-yard touchdown pass. Also, breakout candidate Calvin Ridley at 100 yards in his second careers. Also, first half to forget, they allowed 29 points in the first half. Dallas, also Calvin Ridley, also was the first player with 80 yards on 2 receptions in the game, and also finding the end zone. Calvin Ridley as well. So once again, they let's give you the stats in these individuals. Okay, Matt Ryan went 24 of 36, 273 yards, 4 scores. Todd Gurley had 21 carries for 61 yards, so he was the only main carrier in the game. Now, wide receiver core for the Falcons, Calvin Ridley had 7 catches for 109 yards, so he had over 100 yards today. Hayden Hurst has 5 catches for 72. Russell Gage has 6 catches for 46. And Julio Jones had 2 catches for 24. Brian Hill had 2 catches for, and we'll go through the Dallas Cowboys stats. We'll go through the stats for the Cowboys. Okay, Dak Prescott had 450 yards passing, 34-47, 1 score. Ezekiel Elliott had 22 carries for 89 yards in the game. CeeDee Lamb had 6 catches for 106 yards. Amari Cooper, 6 catches for 100. Dalton Schultz had 9 catches for 88. So all 3 of those individuals in high numbers for the Dallas Cowboys. The only sack came from Evan Gibson. That was he had 3 tackles, 2 tackles, 3 assists in the game. So that was once again Dallas winning 40-39. So we'll go to another game and we'll recap another game. We are doing the Sports Time New Orleans podcast. We are doing NFL recaps and also Major League Baseball. So I will be doing this tonight. So let's go to the Lions and Packers game. We're going to go to the Lions-Packers game and recap that game for you. Okay, once again, final score 42-21. Green Bay wins over Detroit. I'll give you an update on it. Let's give you a score and drive update. I'm going to go to the score and drive. So I'll give you the score and drive summaries in the game. Detroit did score in the first quarter. They scored on the 8-play, 60-yard drive for a touchdown. It was so that was on a run off the left guard. So 8 plays, 60 yards, 4 minutes and 27 seconds off the time of possession. They led 7-0. Field goal by the Packers made it 7-3. That was on 12 plays and 50 yards in that game. Also, touchdown by the Detroit Lions. That was on Matthew Stafford's pass to Jones. 13 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 38 seconds off the time of possession. It was 14-3. Then the Packers came back. Aaron Rodgers hit Jones with a touchdown from 9 yards, 7 yards out. Took 9 plays, 70 yards, 4 minutes and 55 seconds off the time possession. It was 14-10. Then the Packers had their second touchdown in this. That was in the second quarter. That was on 4 plays, 32 yards. Rodgers to Troyland for a touchdown. Tonian. That was on 4 plays, 32 yards. Made it 17-14. Packers on top. Then they scored again in the third quarter on a 1 play, 75-yard drive. Jones up the middle for 75 yards. It was a run play for a touchdown. Made it 24-14, and then they increased the lead to 34-14 on a field goal. So it was 34-14 on a field goal in that game. So a field goal made it 34-14. That was in the third quarter. And then the Detroit Lions did score on a 8-play, 75-yard drive. Matthew Stafford had a 24-yard pass play for a touchdown. It was 34-21. And then the last touchdown, Jones had a touchdown from 14 yards out, 7 plays, 79 yards, 5 minutes and 1 second. So that score was 42-21. And the final score was 42-21. Let's give you some stats on this game. I'm going to give you the Green Bay Packers stats first. Let's go ahead and give you Green Bay Packers. Okay. Aaron Rodgers, 18 of 30, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Aaron Jones had 18 carries for 168, so he was the main guy getting the ball today and getting 2 scores out of those touchdowns. Now, the wide receiver tandem, Jones had 4 catches for 68. Scanlon had 3 catches. Lazar had 3 catches for 45. Adams, 3 catches for 36. And Troy Yang, that's Tony Yang, if I'm saying it right. Tony Yang had 2 catches for 25. Let's give you the defensive sacks. They had 1 sack. Smith had 1 sack. That's Zadarius Smith. Also, Preston Smith had a half a sack, and also Gary had a sack as well. Also, Scott had a sack as well for the Green Bay Packers. One of the same things. Just okay. Matthew Stafford, 20 of 33 passing today, 2 touchdowns. Adrian Peterson had 7 carries for 41 yards. Kerryon Johnson had 8 carries for 32. DeAndre Swift had 5 carries for 32 yards. Matthew Stafford, 1 for 4. The receiving corps for the Detroit Lions, TJ Hawkinson had 4 catches. Swift had 5 catches. Siparis had 3 catches. Hill had 1 catch. Jones had 4 catches. And Danny Amendola had 3 catches in the game. Now, the defensive 1 sack came from Jamie Collins. That was in his game. Let's see. That was 1 sack in the game for them. Let's give you some insights on them. Okay, inside the numbers, Since 2019, the Lions led by double digits. Any points, 2, 7, and 1 such games. Also, they're 0-2 for the 5th time in their franchise history. Also, Packers 2-0 for the 6th time. Also, working against history, the Packers have made 1 playoff appearance franchise history. Also, Aaron Jones moves up, tied Antonio Freeman. Also, Matthew Stafford had 2 passes for touchdowns in 6 of his last 7 games versus Green Bay. Aaron Jones had a 75-yard run for a touchdown. Also, first versus Detroit, he also had a 7-yard score. And also passing John, he passed Johnny Unitas for the most career touchdowns since 1950. So that is the game between the Packers and the so once again, the final score in that game was 42-21. And we'll give you the other scores that happened today in the other games. Okay, the other scores happening in the other games. Vikings lose 28-11. Vikings lose 28-11. So they lose 28-11. Dolphins lose 31-28. Josh Allen had 417 yards, 4 touchdowns. Also, 49ers won 31-13. Also, the Rams won 37-19. The Pittsburgh Steelers won 26-21. Connors had 18 touches, 121 scrimmage yards in that game versus Buccaneers win 31-17. Also, Titans won 33-30. Washington football team loses 30-15 to Arizona. Arizona on the 2-0 start. Also, Ravens winning 33-16, and the Chiefs winning 23-20 in the game today. So that is your NFL wrap-ups for today. So we'll go to some Major League Baseball. We'll switch this over to Major League Baseball. We'll go to Major League Baseball action. Get my screen up, get my share screen, and we'll put this up on the screen. Okay, let's put this up. So Major League Baseball, we'll give you a Major League Baseball recap. Okay, Major League Baseball scoreboard recaps today. Padres win lead 7-4. That's in the bottom of the 11th. They have runners at Mariners have runners at first and 2 outs. Now Cubs down 2-0 in the game, bottom of the 3rd. Today the Orioles defeated the Rays 2-1. Your winning pitcher was Means in that game. Your losing pitcher was Yarbrough, and Velez got the save in that game. Now Yankees losing 10-2. Hawk got the win. Garcia got the loss for the Yankees in that game. Also, let's see. Tigers lose 7-4. Canseco has got the win, and Boyd got the loss. Now the Mets losing 7-0. Porcello has the loss, and Wright has the win for the Atlanta Braves. Now, Chicago White Sox lose 7-3 to the Cincinnati Reds. Sims got the win, and Caesar got the loss. Now, the Washington Nationals lose to Miami 2-1. So you losing pitcher in that game. But Miami did lose 15-0 in game 2, so they lost game 2 15-0. They did win the other game 2-1 in their game. Let's go to the other scores. Astros went 3-2, so Astros went 3-2 today. Brewers went 5-3. Blue Jays went 6-3. Also, the Rockies went 6-3 in their game. Let's see. The Cardinals defeated the Pirates 2-1. Seattle Mariners winning losing 11 innings 7-4. So they did lose 7-4 to San Diego. So they did lose. Giants won 14-2, and the Rangers win 7-2 in their game. So that is your Major League Baseball games for Sunday. So we're going to go ahead and give you the standings on this. So let's go ahead and give you those standings. Let's go ahead and go through the standings as we go. Okay, this is as we go right now. We'll go through the AL East, AL Central, and AL West. We'll go to the AL NL standings. Okay, the standings going into the last couple of weeks of baseball. It's like this. Tampa Bay 35-19. So they are winning on the last 7 out of their last 10 games is 7-3. So their next game will be against Philadelphia. That'll be on this week. That'll be on the 27th. Also, Yankees are 31-22. They were only 3 games out of the AL East lead. But their last 10, they went 9-1. Last 10, they went 9-1. Toronto, 27-26. They're 7 games out of the AL East, but they're 3-7 their last 10 games. Baltimore's not getting any better. They're 23-31. They're 12 out, and they're 4 out of the wild card race. Now, Boston is 20-34. Boston, and that of all teams, 20-34. How the hell you're going to get out of this situation when you look at it? But I don't think Boston will make the playoffs. I really don't think Boston will make the AL playoffs. I just don't think so this year. I think they've been they're behind 7.5 games for the wild card. So they are behind in this. They're 5-5. Their next game is going to be against Atlanta on the 27th. Now, Chicago, I think Chicago's going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to make it. And then Minnesota. Chicago's 34-19. Their last 10, they went 7-3. Minnesota also 32-22. They 5-5 in their last 10. They're on a 1-game winning streak. Cleveland, it's only 5 games out of the playoff race that for the division, and also 2 games out for the wild card. So they're only 2.5 out plus 2.5. Now Detroit is 22-30. So they absolutely just suck this year. To be honest with you. They only 4.5 for the out of the wild card, but they're 11 out of the divisional lead. Kansas City continues their woes. They're 21-32, so they will not make the playoffs this year. Also, you have Oakland at 33-20, so that's going to be a pretty good thing. If you see Oakland going to the playoffs, I think they're going to make the playoffs. Now, Houston, they've been sloppy this year. They've been absolutely sloppy. They're still 27-26, but they're 6 games out of the divisional race. Seattle is only 3.5 out for the wild card, so they're 23-29. LA is 4.5 out for the wild card race. And also Texas is only 8.5 out at 19-34 going into their game. Now, Atlanta, 31-22, so it looks like they're going to make the playoffs. Miami as well, 28-25, but they're 3 games out. But the looks like they're going to be still in the playoff race. Now, Philadelphia, they're 4 games out of the divisional lead, but they're 0.5 games out of the wild card race. Also, the Mets, 24-29, they're only 2.5 out. They got to get gain some ground. They're playing Washington next week, and then Washington is 6 out of the wild card race going in. Now, in the NL Central, the Cubs 31-21, so it look like they're going to be turning it up this year. So they're 7-3, but their 500 percentage record is 22-17. So they're 22-17. They will play the White Sox at their park. Let's see. Cincinnati's 27-27, so they're even their record. So they're 5 games out of the divisional lead. So St. Louis is 4 games. And now Milwaukee, I don't count out Milwaukee yet. I think Milwaukee, if they can get some games under their belt, I think they'll probably make a playoff run. Now Pittsburgh, I think they're going to be they're done. So they lost 38 games. There's no way to describe. They're going to be playing Cleveland on the 27th. Now, for the NL West, I say the Dodgers once again will get the nod for the playoffs. Now, San Diego is right behind them. They're only 4.5 out. San Francisco is 26-26. Hopefully, they can kind of gain some ground and try to get back into that, but they're only 11 out. Now, Colorado is 23-29. They were only 3 games out, so that's going to be Colorado. And Arizona is 7 out. So we'll give you the wild card race as we go. I'll give you those playoff scenarios. Go ahead and give you those advances. So we'll give you those wild card races. I'm going to give you a playoff race. Let's see if we can get the postseason standings. We'll give you a playoff standings right here. This is what we're showing you right here. In the American League, Tampa Bay is in first place, so that's how the playoff seedings are going to work. Then you'll have Chicago. Then you'll have Oakland. That will be a 3rd seed. There will be a 3rd seed for them. 4th seed would be Minnesota. 5th seed would be Atlanta. 6th seed would be Houston. Cleveland 7 in their playoff hunt. Now, Toronto looks like they're still in the wild card, so they're still in the wild card division, so they're still in that wild card race. Now, on the National League side, you got the LA Dodgers, they W1, so they're going to probably be 1 seed. Same thing in the Central. They're first in the Central now. First for Atlanta, they're in the East. Now on the West is 2 for W2 for San Diego. Now Miami is E2. St. Louis is in 6. Philly is in 7. Cincinnati in 8. Looks like behind them is Milwaukee, then San Francisco, then Arizona, and then Pittsburgh is in the last position. So the 8th seed would be Cincinnati, so they will be in the playoffs. Now, if Milwaukee would try to fight for that 8th seed and 8th and final seed, I think they'll get in if they can get in. So that's my take on it, on the playoffs. I mean, if they can kind of gain some ground and kind of get some playoff, that would help them. So that is the playoff standings that we are as of right now, as we show it. And we're gonna have to pull these up. Sorry about that. Let me get this pulled back up. I'll show you again. I didn't show the full playoff standings. Let me give you those playoff standings right there. There they are. That's the playoff standings going into the game. Once again, Tampa Bay, White Sox, Oakland. So I'm gonna be honest with you. This playoff race is going to be a very contentious playoff race going into the last week of the season for Major League Baseball. So that is your wrap up. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up, and we'll. Okay, once again, thanks for joining us for this edition of Sports Time New Orleans Sports Podcast, Episode 2. For September 20th, we did go over the NFL scoreboard, and we also went over the Major League Baseball. So once again, thanks for coming in. Thanks for we will. Excuse me, sorry about that. Recording. We will have this uploaded to Facebook and YouTube. So apologize for saying thanks for coming in, because we don't have nobody in here, so apologize. Okay, follow us on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter. Also follow us on YouTube. We are going to upload it to YouTube. Also follow us on the Sports Talk with Kerry Meyer page. Also follow us on the official flagship of LSU, Tulane, Saints, Pelicans, and many more sports. We are Sportscaster. Follow us at sportscaster.com/KLW. Also follow us on Twitch. Also follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Skype. And let's see, well, follow us on the LinkedIn page, and also follow me on the blog page. We'll have that set up on blog page. So once again, thanks for coming in. No, sorry about that. I keep saying thanks for coming in. So we will have this uploaded. So we will be back tomorrow. Once again, everybody have a good rest of your Sunday, and we'll be back with show live tomorrow on StreamYard. We'll also have the Saints pregame show tomorrow. We'll be on around 6 to 7. And then we'll have the game, and then we'll have the post-game show afterwards. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your Sunday, and we'll be back tomorrow. So if you're in, once you see this video, so everybody have a good rest of your Sunday.